And so I want to talk to the North Americans who have lots and who are not giving at the moment. I want you to consider giving to Jacob's Help. And the reason I want you to consider giving to that is because it is outside of what you would normally do for your own benefit. It's outside of the tax receipt. You're not going to get one. And we are going to do things that hopefully make a greater impact and a more long term impact by setting up companies that are run by people who have nothing at the moment, would have a track record. I get questions all the time from people in Africa. Oh, you should give to me because I'm an orphan, because I'm this, I have that, I've got this bad circumstance, and I'm unfortunate, and I'm a victim, and I'm so sorry, and I don't have any other help, and you have to help me. And the difficulty with doing that, of course, is that you can't trust a person who is playing the victim card to be a victor. You have to realize that they have to show you that there's something in what their attitude is and their mindset that is going to help them become a part of the solution and not part of the problem. And so we look for those people. We look for people who are willing to do the work involved in putting business plans together and doing things like that. And we give to projects where literally, from our point of view, it's a gift. From their point of view, it can't be. They have to understand that there's opportunity cost to money, that there's other things. And so my encouragement to the Western world who would not give normally to something like this because there's no personal benefit, I would say give to God and give through Jacob's Help, because we are able to do financially sound things for people who can make a difference and make a positive change that lasts in their culture and become victorious and become successful and hire other people and solve their financial problems and become a big part of the solution to the overall crisis that they are facing. Right now, there are Christians that are prejudiced against in some cultures, and they can't get money from banks, and they can't even have bank accounts, and they can't do various things. And we're able to help them up and do things like provide atmospheric water generators, and those are very expensive, but they're amazing because they don't require land or a well or anything, and we can give them a way in which they can create an income and at the same time solve major problems for their culture and their society, and also provide jobs for them and so on. So we are looking for those kinds of solutions more than any other kind, yet we give as well. So I want you to understand that it's not either you qualify or you don't, but we do everything on the basis of what are convince us to do. We are literally holding up every need that we know about and asking God where we should give, and we give accordingly without strings. We also do this other kind of planning, which is, in my opinion, far more valuable and requires the greatest amount of funding. So, for every water generator, it's approximately 75 to 100,000 Canadian dollars to put the kinds and sizes of water generators in a community that would make a difference financially for people. And so we extend that money, and we look for people who've had a track record of success and who are willing to do the work and go through the hoops just like any Western entrepreneur would, in order to understand what they're involved in and to understand where the revenue has to come from and how it's got to be done, and make sound financial decisions. So we're looking for successful people who have become Christians, people who were former executives in their culture who are now barred from it, and who have turned and become pastors and are now leading people in their flock to become successful businessmen. And so success is a big part, but it's not a part that says, okay, this indicates God's blessing or not. This means that we help or we. Those are not the criteria. The criteria is we pray about your need and or the needs of people overseas. So if you're in the Western world and you're inclined to give somewhere, this is a new way of giving. It's a new thing. It says, I'm taking my hands off of this. I'm giving it to God. I don't expect a benefit personally from it. I expect simply to let God take care of the fallout of my gift. So we're doing that. And we're very much encouraging you to think differently this year as you come to consider giving. I'm going to suggest that government doesn't know the best way for you to give, just as they don't know the very best way to how to handle your tax money and spend on the right projects, just as they don't know so many things about business. And government is always a problem. When they invest, they don't invest. They basically back losing projects that nobody in their right mind would have invested in. Government can spend on some things valuably, like road systems, things like that. But that's not the lion's share of what's going on. Most of it is take away from you who actually know how to get a return on your money and put it into something that is cronyism or, you know, the kind of capitalism that is favoritism by government officials, and power and money go together and they like each other. And we don't. We think God knows what he's doing and he knows where he wants his resources. So please consider Jacob's help as you think about giving this year. Love you. We'll see you. Bye.